In 2005, the world wasn't ready for what the club scene had in store. On March 23rd, Lana Redmond took the stage at the underground club, the Valley Stoner, and became an instant sensation. The country's first female DJ that went international and became the most prolific entertainer of the 21st century. And then she vanished. Tonight we look behind the beat, the story of Lana Redmond.
I really was the reason she became famous. I found Lana trying to entertain a group of children at a birthday party, chopping songs without any rhyme or reason. I got her enrolled in a community college for music theory, and the rest is history.
I don't remember charity, but I do remember taking those classes. That's where I learned that composition can affect people's moods.
I gotta tell you, those classes were worth every penny. She just took off from there. Because of me. Without my connections, Lana never even would have heard of the Valley Stoner Club.
I met Lana in Music Theory 101, partnered by our professor. Since then, we are inseparable.
If it wasn't for Amanda, I would have missed that first gig. I was so nervous, but she told me I can do anything. To this day, those words are still in my head.
I almost threw her into my car like a hostage. Never saw someone so afraid of being on the stage. It was adorable.
Those first few gigs were like a dream, like an out-of-body experience. There was people coming to see me, to dance for me, to be entertained by me. It was everything I wanted.
But it was not everything Lana envisioned. Soon the fame and glamour was not enough. The lights became dim, and the music she once enjoyed became a tonal drone of noise. The passion was gone.
Things were going so well that first little while, and then, without warning, she fired me.
The agent I fired? Oh, Chastity? I fired her after her first gig. She never paid me for my work.
From where I'm sitting, she needs to pay me back for those classes before she could start getting paid. And those books weren't cheap either. I tried reaching out to her several times, but Lana went dark. It was almost as if she was becoming more of a ghost than a person.
I would sleep for 10 hours a day for a 4-hour gig, and then I would get on a plane for 5 hours for another gig. There wasn't much time for anything else. I was only a DJ. My family lost track of me, my friends couldn't keep up. Don't get me started on a love life. I was alone and empty. The more famous I became, the lonelier I felt.
I actually introduced Dixie and Lana, although I doubt they would remember it that way. It was after Lana finally got back in touch with me after a European tour. She looked so sad, like a wounded dove. I invited her to one of Dixie Brackett's sets at the Valley Stoner.
Yeah, Miss Wagner introduced us. At first, I couldn't speak. My idol was right in front of me.
Dixie was the sweetest fan. I didn't know I was a role model to her, or to anyone, really. I don't know. I guess I never really saw myself that way.
I tried my hardest to get those girls to do a set together. Can you imagine the crowds they would have drawn? The possibilities? But Lana turned me down flat. That day, there was just something about the look in her eyes.
Now that night was the last night anyone saw Lana Redmond at the Valley Stoner. She disappeared from the club scene altogether. Her social media went silent. Even the best paparazzi couldn't get a picture of her locked away in her house.
I needed a break. I miss being with my family, my friends. I miss being a person. You don't know how tiring it is to only be known for your dance music. No one ever asked me about anything else. I used to enjoy reading a good book. playing with my dog. I miss being able to go outside and enjoying the sunshine. My life was turned upside down, and I needed to come back to reality.
During her hiatus, Lana began her journey to finding herself. She found a little B&B in Western New York and pulled herself away to spend time reading and contemplating the meaning of life.
The more she was gone, the more people kept asking. Halfway through my sets, people started chanting, Lana, Lana, Lana. They weren't there for anyone else. But I made them stay, and soon enough, they were chanting my name.
I was walking Perry down the alley to avoid the paparazzi, and he started running towards trash cans. And as I ran after him, he was digging through the trash bags, and then I saw this discarded book. It didn't look too damaged, but I felt that I had to pick it up. It was like an awakening was happening inside me. It's hard to explain. I know it sounds strange that an old recipe book was life-changing, but the first recipe was a classic tomato soup. My mom used to make it for me when I was young. That's when I knew that this was what could fill the emptiness.
It was while leafing through that old recipe book that Lana realized where she truly belonged, who she truly was. Lana's recipe book, Beet Eats, 101 Way to Cook Beets, sold out within hours of its online pre-release.
In the forward of Beet Eats, she acknowledged me. And me. This is Griot.
Go inside the same club I've been avoiding for a year or more. That caustic feeling gets deep down inside of my bones. Got 1,000 eyes staring bullet holes right through me. Never felt more marginalized, like no one wants me. But every cycle has a story, and sometimes truth makes amends. After all this time, I thought the past could somehow be cleansed. 'Cause I've got a crowd around who thinks that they all know me. Feel like a tourist in my town,